My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia chapter 323, That Single Step. We start this chapter with a flashback of the kids all talking to the principal about how they want to get Deku back, but also they have to have proof that the facility is actually safe, like the principal says, because we don't want to bring Midoriya here. We do want to bring Midoriya back, but not at the actual risk of all these civilians and all that stuff. Mr. Mouse principal is like, don't worry, I got that on lock. Ever since Shigaraki broke in the last time, we fortified the entire thing. So now, if anybody comes over, UA itself can travel. They've built a complicated network of underground tunnels in which these escape pods just dip down under and all shuffle around. It's pretty crazy.
Pretty much, they made a helicarrier for civilians.
It's like it
More
looks
like an elevator system.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's like an elevator system.
An intense.
I feel like I've seen this type of thing before in a movie, but I'm trying to remember which one.
Sky High.
It was a Sky High?
No, they were in the sky.
Yeah, they just take their thing to the sky.
I'll probably remember it at some point. I do remember elevators like shifting around. Was it Harry Potter because of the fucking Gingold bank
The
thing?
staircases?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Was it that one? I could be
Maybe.
bugging out. I don't know. I'll figure it out, maybe. In any case, yeah, they have this intricate system. Apparently, Shiketsu did something similar after finding out that that Kamie girl was replaced by Toga, so they fortified the defenses before anybody else did. In any case, everybody's like, "Yo, that's crazy! How did you know that his quirk could evolve to that point? Because the upgrade seems to be designed to deal with the decay quirk specifically and the capability of it to just like expand outward through objects." And he was like, "I guessed. I guess that would be the case."
I mean, it could just be like if All Might could pass on his quirk, then so could One for All. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a stretch to guess.
No, the guess is that like he'd be able to, his quirk would evolve to a point where he doesn't have to touch things, which makes sense. That's not a crazy guess.
No, like think about how
I assume that as well.
Think about how One for All works. Like it literally
didn't
amplifies
have-
quirks. He does know how it works.
I think he has boost quirks, but that's not what made his quirk. Whatever. If I guess he could assume that he would get it eventually, and if he didn't level it up himself, he would get it via the one. Whatever.
He just prepared
fine.
for the worst case scenario.
Or
he's the traitor.
Why would the traitor go to such lengths to cuck his own boss?
first of all, he's about to tell us how he came out of his own pocket to fund this situation.
He did.
Followed by a bunch of context that is honestly unnecessary in my opinion. But
Yeah,
of
you
Endeavor,
sleep-
like, oh no, he does this. He's been doing this for his whole life, contributing to hero education and I guess fortifying school property.
Yo, you sleeping
What?
on Tony Mouse-chan, dude?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Tony
not
Stark
sleeping on
must-
him. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm telling you, he set this all up so he could easily. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, right? When the school inevitably gets attacked, villains are gonna disperse into these different rooms, and they're gonna have not one-on-ones, but like little group fights, maybe some one-on-ones, and he's gonna be orchestrating everything.
Wait, that's actually good. That's actually a really good theory.
Yeah, because he built these things, right?
Thank you.
So if he's the traitor,
Thank you.
it doesn't even, it doesn't matter.
I actually wouldn't mind because now, like, that's the one thing that Horikoshi has left people like blue-balled over is the traitor shit, and he's kind of let it simmer down for so long. Oh God,
So long.
he's let it simmer down for so long that like the theories for this shit has officially died down long enough so that people could probably allow themselves to be surprised by who the traitor is now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if if he's the traitor, then we are the goated manga podcast out there. There's no disputing it. We are the goated ones.
I'll share in that.
Yeah,
I'll
there's
share
no.
with you guys.
If we guess that this mouse principal is the goddamn traitor, I'm putting my money in down too. This is the traitor. It's this mouse man.
you'll sign for it.
The unbiased king has
We all
spoken.
sign in.
He is the traitor.
unbiased king.
He's so calculating.
He's too calculating, and they mentioned earlier when he was fighting the kids that he has a little bit of a beef with humans because of what all the experiments they ran on him. He's a little evil rocket raccoon. He knows it.
Wait. When he said that he guessed, does he have a sweat trail on his forehead by any chance?
No, he's not worried in the slightest. He has everything under control.
Wait, what's his name?
Mouse guy.
Mouse
principal.
Principal Mouse.
Principal Mouse.
I don't know.
That sounds like
one
an
of
evil
those.
name.
And if you include Mouse and high title,
They just call him. I know he has a name, but they just call him the principal all the time.
Wait, you
so-
want to know what they call traitors? Rats.
they never.
Brian, why aren't you playing the drama music
wait,
now?
wait. Has anyone ever explicitly called him a mouse? Well, I wish this,
I'll have to read back.
information was here in front of me right now. Yo, listen, let's
All right, we got to keep
get
moving
this,
because
let's
we're gonna
get
get stuck in the rabbit hole, and we're gonna forget about our
You mean the
mouse hole.
You mean rat? I mean rat
Anyway.
hole. Rat hole.
Whatever. Anyway,
That supports our theory.
so he goes on his spiel about how a lack of understanding, intolerance. It seems we're just one step away. Try as we might, humanity struggles to make true progress down.
His name is
this
Nezu, by the way.
Nezu. So, yeah, making that single step feels like an impossible journey. What do you got to say about that, Josh? What do you mean about what are you zooming in on here?
hold on.
He says, in any case, I think there's a sound argument to be made for him to be here with us.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Listen, lack of understanding, intolerance. We're just a step away. Try as it might, humanity struggles to make progress down its path.
Hold up.
We're the real theory makers.
Did you guys
dragging
know
it.
that he's a mix of a dog, mouse, and a bear?
That's got to be a Japanese metaphor for something. That has to be. That's got to be. I know he's not Oda, but come on.
It's got to be something.
There's got to be something.
Brian,
there.
I need you to look up mouse, bear, dogs.
Man, bear, pig.
Man, bear,
It's man, bear, pig.
mouse.
I'm giving
bear.
him the man, bear, pig now. If I ever have to speak as him, I'm giving him I'm giving him Al Gore voice.
Yeah, please. I forget how it is, but
Mouse,
you gotta do
bear,
it.
dog, Japan.
What?
It's just a really cute dog with Mickey Mouse ears.
Now Josh is doing his own research. We can't get stuck in our theories, guys.
That's it. It's too late. We've already started a fringe theory syndicate.
Anyway, back to the present. These civilians are going all the way trying to get Midoriya to not come into this school. We see little snapshots of characters we've seen before. We see Deku's mom and Bakugo's mom hanging out. We see the copy kid with Eri.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the
Monoma? Wait, his name's Monoma, right?
Yeah, Monoma. And we see the kid from way back in the day with Ragdoll, the kid that Deku saved.
Hydro Boy.
Hydro Boy.
Hydro Kid.
And back to characters we've seen already, Sero and Ida.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah. So, everyone's wilding out, and then Best Genius pulls up like he's going to do something and is like, settle down, guys. It was my idea. And he explains that the whole point, we were trying to use Deku to bait the enemy and take the fight to them, but he got too exhausted. We just stretched ourselves too thin, so it didn't work.
Turned out he's a 13-year-old boy.
It looks like this was a bad idea to let a child fight this very adult battle.
All by himself.
Whoopsie.
Right.
When you explain it out loud, it sounds a lot worse.
When you think about it, I guess it was a bad idea to
Yeah.
put the weight of the world on a 14-year-old child.
Yeah. So because of our misstep, we're gonna have to regroup and bring him back here with you guys.
I'm sorry, but this is the only place he could take a shower right now. This is the only place. Safely.
And this is the only place that we could possibly give him a new costume that Josh will not hate.
We have to get him in here so Josh won't hate us anymore.
Oh,
we're in complete damage control with Josh. We really have to make sure that we bring him back on board with this series.
I feel like once Deku gets a better costume, Josh will like it'll be like forgotten. It'll be like
water under the bridge.
Yeah,
you know,
I'll heal in time.
Yeah, Deku. It looks like Danger Sense is hitting Deku pretty hard.
Is that what's going on?
Those are the lightning bolts from Danger Sense.
Oh, okay, all right.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because I'm like, this is very dramatic. All right.
Yeah, everybody's freaking out at him, and Uraraka decides to use her powers to float up to the top of the building, steal President Mike's megaphone. Why does President Mike need a megaphone?
Fucking soft.
Is that the line?
No, his megaphone amplifies his abilities. Remember, he uses the megaphone as a weapon.
No, he has the thing around his neck, but he also had a separate megaphone that.
Maybe he has like a megaphone that allows him to speak to citizens instead of blowing out their fucking eardrums.
Yeah, but he could control that shit.
Too much work. Just use a regular ass fucking megaphone. Call it a day.
Whatever. Uraraka has a megaphone now, and she makes an impassioned plea to the people below, talking about how look at what this boy's been through. Don't you see how dirty he is? Nobody can get this dirty under normal circumstances. Please help this boy.
Yo, they zoom in on
his crusty ass fucking face.
He looks like a bear.
Yeah,
he had bare feet, he had claw feet.
Yeah. It's actually like a touching, impassioned plea. As Uraraka's making this point, we get a glimpse of that girl that Deku saved a while back with the animal type quirk. And she recognizes Deku as the boy who saved her. And Uraraka says, special powers are one thing, but there's no such thing as a special person. The more you know. So I guess Deku out of nowhere is like, look at all these pussies. Just like they have a whole ass defense system to protect them, and they're still scared.
Good point, Bakugo.
Yeah. And meanwhile, the little mouse trader sitting on Cementos's hand is like, that single step feels like an impossible journey, and I believe once someone takes that unlikely step and carves a path, the ultimate hero will rise up, one who surpasses even Yagi, All Might himself.
Which is why he must do everything he can to stop that from happening. I'm just saying.
That's where the chapter ends, by the way.
All right. Who has thoughts?
I do, because I was right.
How about,
last time we talked about this, I said that they were setting up Uraraka to be the medium between the people and the heroes.
Yeah, nobody argued with you on that one.
Yeah, but I'm saying I was right.
Well, congratulations, Brian.
And I think this is a role that she's probably going to sit in for a while. Like, just because her goals of being a hero have always been the most like blatantly normal out of everybody. And they made that clear.
Yeah.
Like, and so I think this is a really good moment for Uraraka. I really like what they did here because they're not just making her there's more ways to be useful as a hero than to be in combat. And there's more useful ways to be a hero than just to save lives, you know? Mm-hmm. There's also, you're still just a human at the end of the day. So her bringing a more human element to the heroes by speaking to regular humans was really fucking great. And I feel like Uraraka is slept on a lot, and she doesn't have a lot of moments because the right situation hasn't come for her, and this was it. And I really like that Horikoshi didn't just forget about her in this situation and just have Deku be the guy who comes in and convinces everyone on his own.
Yeah.
This is like a really good moment. I really like this from Horikoshi.
I agree. I want to add on to what Brian's saying. That I feel like this was kind of set up even when, because as Brian was talking, I thought about Bakugo during the hero exam, and he failed because he lacked in that part of the in that criteria. So it was already kind of established that, hey, this is something that not only that the author is going to focus on, but is going to be entrenched in the in what being a hero is, at least by the elites and the better ones, not the non-traders. So yeah, I like that for Uraraka. I think a lot of the times I get really nervous and I don't always project it on the podcast, but I know when I read it, I look at Uraraka with bated breath because I don't want her to be another Sakura.
Yeah.
I've been hurt by by being just disappointed. I mean, she had a lit moment, but sorry, but I digress. So no, I like that as a role for her, and there's plenty of time for her to get a real cool combat scene. And if she doesn't, I'm sure Hirokoshi will find a creative way to make her important and useful. And I don't hate this. I don't hate what she's doing. But if you guys will allow me to kind of make a different point,
go for
real
it.
quick. So what I didn't really like about this chapter, and I guess really the chapter since this new status quo for My Hero Academia started with this broken down series. I mean broken down city is with the citizens. I don't like how disorganized and panicked they are. I think it is realistic for people to panic and feel insecure, especially when they've had heroes looking after them, handling shit. But at the end of the day, I do believe it's in our DNA as humans to work together. And with that said, when we face problems, we don't hope somebody that can shoot fire from their hands, solves it. We figure it out. We invented tools. We invented, leadership and towns and civilizations. So I think that Hirokoshi's being a little. To me, it comes off as lazy. Maybe there's a different word for it, but I don't like. I think he's lazily portraying like the people for the narrative.
I think I'd say more pessimistic in terms of a worldview.
Yeah.
Right, and I don't. It's not only do I believe it is a very pessimistic point of view. I actually believe it's unrealistic. I think that people are a lot stronger than that, and what. I thought it'd been so much more. It would have been a lot cooler to see that how people have worked together in spite of the heroes not being there for them. Even though it's been a short amount of time, but just to show the resiliency of people, and that he could have showed this noise being spent by the more paranoid and weaker-willed people, but then shown the leadership within the ordinary citizens to get together within little factions and communicate and say, okay, what's going on? How are we gonna help protect each other and figure out this situation? But again, with all of that said, that is honestly I think in my opinion a nitpick, because it's not like Hirokoshi didn't set them up to be like these helpless people relying on heroes. I get it. That's his narrative. I just don't care for it. I thought things could have been told a different way, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It feels just very heavy-handed at the moment. Like as you're reading it, it's like, all right, calm down.
Right? Like, come on, guys.
But it is part of it's the theme within My Hero Academia that this is where Shigaraki's a little bit right, where because they've enjoyed so much peacetime, because they've had All Might, who's basically put a stop to crime as it stands in Japan. Nobody's used to this, especially at this level of just fuckery going on. So yeah, I mean, I totally get what you're saying, because I think it could be executed a little better. It's a little too dramatic. It's banging the hammer on the head a little too hard. It could be a little more subtle, but yeah, I echo all your sentiments that I think this moment really hits home, and I agree with Ururaka. Ururaka presents a very different role for the series. She's not this heavy battle character, although she knows how to fight now. She's been training herself.
Yeah, she knows fishman karate.
Yeah, she knows fishman karate basically,
Right.
and yeah, this is a good moment for her. I also hope that, but Horikoshi seems to be more focusing on his supporting cast and giving them some love now. That that's the whole point of the whole arc between Deku and All Might is both of them have had to carry this for so long, or felt that they had to do it for so long. But now it's about like distributing the responsibility amongst everybody, and maybe that is the overall answer of this arc, or moral of this arc, is that it's about distributing the responsibility not only amongst heroes but amongst civilians as well. So maybe that's where they're getting at. In any case, I don't know.
I wanted to build off what Josh was talking about. I think what you said makes a lot of sense. The one thing I would say is,
well, as far as like, do you agree that people are more resilient than that?
I agree with that.
Right.
I agree with that 100%. It's just that there's also an initial panic state. Like mass hysteria is a real thing.
Yeah.
And it spreads like a virus.
For sure.
So it makes sense that people would react this way, but I do agree that it's a little like over the top when it comes down.
Well, that's
to
a surface thing, and like that. A lot of the thing you can read subtext, and you know what they mean, but the front stuff is a little difficult to like swallow a little bit.
Yeah. So what I think Horikoshi is gonna start leading towards is a shift in how society's relationship with heroes, and I think what Ururaka specifically is gonna allow is to inspire confidence in those leaders and positive like forces in like normal society that you wanted to see in this situation. Like Uraraka could kind of be the voice for the people who feel like they're voiceless, like the people who can step up and be leaders among people who were deemed like not as important as superpowered people,
Yeah.
I'm kind of losing my train of thought. Damn, I lost to build off what you were saying. There, Shigaraki, and I guess I don't know. All for One's kind of just greedy. That's a whole nother conversation. But Shigaraki wanted to prove that there are cracks in society, and that these cracks were fatal if poked enough. Like that. That the system is way more fragile than they believed it to be, and I guess where I look at it is like I always compare real life to this comic, where I have my idea of what the issues in society is, but I'm starting to really understand that in My Hero Academia, the issue that Shigaraki was talking about and what's going to be addressed is, like you actually mentioned, Brian, is the relationships between heroes and people, and really between authority and leadership, and who we deem as protectors, and who model citizens, etc. So everything sounds pretty right for that course.
Yeah,
can't complain if you
I agree, but
really good chapter.
Very, very good chapter. It's also, by the way, really good chapter of the weeks.
Let's go!
Yeah, I knew it.
Audience,
It was
voted.
either that or Undead, bro.
Yeah, it was
I
close.
was surprised until I read
Honestly,
Undead, and I was like, oh, okay.
I would have been sad if this chapter didn't get anything, because like One Piece wasn't so good
Wait.
this weekend.
Oh, go for it.
If One
Just
Piece
finish your thought.
If One Piece wasn't so good this week, I would have been sad. I would have given this to RGC for sure.
One Piece had a little of everything, and when it's doing that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to beat him.
Well, that was My Hero Academia. Really great chapter, deserving of the audience, RGC. If you guys want to vote for the next one, the next poll will be up on Sunday. Follow us at New Jump City.